Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to the start of another week. One quick second. Let me do all the things that need to happen. We're talking about your wealth scene. Talking about your wealth scene today. Hang on. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm going to jump over here and look in the comments, see who's here so far this morning. Welcome. Let's see. As you're coming in, just say hi so that I can know you're here and all things are a go. I get concerned. Okay, there we go. Okay. I get concerned when I'm not seeing anyone in the comments. So please let me know that you're here. There we go. All right, you're all rushing in all at once. Yay! Happy Monday, Sonali. You know, you're my shiro. 5 a.m. for you in California, and here you are. Thank you, Goddess Diana, bringing all the goddess energy. That's right. Happy Monday to all my wealthies. Speaking of wealthies, I would like to start off our call this Monday morning by just saying congratulations to all the new wealthy sisters, all of you that joined the Wealth Sisterhood last Thursday when we had the Effortless Wealth Masterclass. My heart is so full. It's just like the more the merrier. The more the merrier, the more women we have experiencing wealth with ease. The happier I feel, the happier I think the world will be, the happier I know your families, your clients, everyone's going to be, the more you experience wealth with ease. And so those of you that joined the sisterhood and you are now officially wealthies, congratulations. All right, I'm going to jump right in to what I have to share with you this morning, which is about your wealth scene. And we've been talking, this is a continuation of our masterclass. We talked last week about how to create wealth. And I'm going to start with some foundational things like when we say a wealth scene, what does that mean? A wealth scene is a moment in time where everything in your definition of wealth has manifested. So if you want to take notes and jump in here and share that, that'd be amazing. What do I mean when I say a wealth scene? Those of you that are Neville Goddard students, you know he talks about the end scene. Wayne Dyer would say, you know, be committed to the wish fulfilled. It's all the same thing. Whatever you're visualizing, it's that moment in time where it all materializes, it all comes into this 3D physical reality, and you are in it, experiencing, touching, feeling. You have manifested your dreams. And so when we talk about a wealth scene, we are talking different from, you know, a specific focus on relationship or health. We tend to think that wealth and a wealth scene is just about money. And so that's where we want to change things up a little bit for our conversation today. But here's what I want to ask. Those of you, you know what a wealth scene is. You know about, you know, how to experience one. In other words, you know, I can work really hard to create that moment in time, or I can visualize. I can visualize and have it materialize in my physical reality. Like, you know this to be true. You know the choices. It's A or B, right? It's an open book test. You know, my choices for being in this experience of wealth is either A, work really hard towards it, nothing else, just count on my effort, or B, I know how to visualize my way to experiencing that reality. In other words, using my own internal power to create it. If you know, can you just type in the chat and type I know? So we're all on the same page. It's like there's no newbies here. Everybody knows. I know how to do that, Tasha. That's me. I know how to do it. Can you all jump in the comments and let me know? Tasha, there we go. I know what to do. I know what to do. I know I've read the books. I've watched YouTube videos. I've been in the programs before. I know. Everybody on here, just let me know, Tasha. I know. Goddess Ben's like, I know in all caps. Okay, I know. Great. So this is not anything new. And the next question to bring to mind is, how committed am I to doing it? I know what my choices are. Basically the hard way or the easy button. I know the choices. It's an open book test. It's A or B. And I know the right answer. The next question is, and how committed am I to doing it? Because if that's the easier, faster, funner way, I don't know about you, but efforting and working hard is not fun for me. So if that's the easier, faster, and more fun way, and we know what to do, then how are we doing with being committed to doing it? Like really committed to doing it. Okay. So Deanna says, I'm fully committed. Natasha says 100%. And so awesome. I love that. I'm just going to tell you, for me, I have had some moments where I have found myself wavering. Like, I know what to do. I know what to do. I know how to make this happen with ease. And I have found myself, quite honestly, with some things going, know how to do it, not doing it so much. Thank you, Goddess Jackie. She's like, I'm wishy-washy. I love when we keep it real in the comments. Listen, if I'm wishy-washy, I know that you are not all every single morning of your lives doing this every single night. You're committed. And so we want to know, like, are you doing it? And the conversation this morning that we want to talk about is I too waver. Thank you. Thank you, Goddess Deanna. Thank you, Goddess Antoinette. I can count on the goddesses to keep it real. Right? Okay. So I want you all to type in the comments this statement. Tasha, your name, I am already wealthy. We're going to create a wealth scene, but I want you to start with a foundation. I am already wealthy. I am already wealthy. I am already wealthy. Every one of you in here, I want you to type that in the comments, because the basis of how to create a wealth scene means that you have to understand you will not have the desire for something. You will not want it, and you cannot be it if you are not already it. I do not have the desire to climb Mount Everest. Zero desire, because God knows within this Tasha version of me, I'm not that girl, right? So I have zero desire. But the things that I have the desire for, it means I already have within me everything that is required to fully actualize and experience that desire. So in order to successfully manifest your wealth scene, it must start with you knowing for a fact that you are already it. It's already within you. It's like I told someone on my team recently, my husband joined our meeting and asked us all about our purpose. And one beautiful lady said, my purpose is to serve others. And it was like this eloquent, beautiful thing. And so she went away and thought about it and came back and shared with me, I was really just put on the spot. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized, actually, my purpose is to be whole. And she has a tattoo, and it's like her whole purpose is to be whole. And I said to her, actually, your purpose is not to be whole. You are already whole. You would not have the desire and say your purpose is whole if you weren't already it. You already it. So perhaps your purpose is to experience fully your wholeness. And it's the same thing with wealth. You have a desire for wealth because you are already it. So what we're trying to do is to make sure that in this lifetime, you fully experience and you fully actualize that which you already are, which is wealthy. I am already wealthy. So that's number one. The other thing is time is not linear. We are multidimensional. And I know Teresa is here, who spent some time in India. And I remember her sharing with me, that time is an illusion, because I believe it's India. And Teresa, if you're in the comments, can you just come back? But I believe she said they're not in 2024. They're in some year way past this, right? And yet we're all having the same physical experience in this moment. And we're saying we're in 2024 and they might be saying they're in 4044. I don't know. But some totally different timeline. So time is not the way we think it is. We're actually multidimensional, which means in this present moment, we are at this one time living in the past, the present, and the future. And why I want to talk about this when we talk about creating your wealth scene is Nepal. There we go. Teresa said Nepal. Is that if you dwell in the past, you are likely to experience a ton of suffering and a ton of limitations, because in the past is the who you have been, and in the past is the version of you that has not yet come to experience the present. So back then, I didn't know what I didn't know. I had a ton of limitations. I actually, because of my limitations, I went on the path to seek more wisdom, more knowledge, more information. But Tasha of 2010, 2012, 2008, like way back there in the past, if I choose to spend all my time as that Tasha in my mind in this moment, I'm going to suffer. I'm going to be frustrated, right? So we don't want to dwell in the past. If you live in the present, you are more likely to experience a lot of joy, a lot of peace, right? Eckhart Tolle says, be in the now, in the present. What I have found is that I'm multidimensional and I have desires that I'm not in the present moment experiencing fully in 3D. Like I can't touch it, can't feel it in this moment. But there is a version of me that is already there, and that's fifth dimensional. And so that's what we call on our timeline the future, right? But that Tasha, when I think of my desire, she is right now in this context of time. She also exists. I am already her. What I'm trying to do is collapse time and be in her experience in a way that I can touch it and feel it in my now, right? Bring her to my now. So if you dwell too much, though, in this future, you'll miss the steps that are needed. Because can we visualize all day long and just enjoy the idea of bliss, of us having our, multi-million-dollar businesses, of us having our several vacation homes, of us having, luxury travel, the trust funds all set up, that amazing husband and wonderful family and legacy wealth. We could sit and just all day long. And that is truthfully for me like, oh, wow. The problem with that is you're going to miss the steps that are needed in the present. If you dwell too much in that state, you're going to miss the thing that bridges the gap that will literally take you from seeing it in your mind's eye to experiencing it as your truth in your now. Touch it, feel it, experience it. If you spend too much time over there in that version of you, you're going to miss the steps that are needed to materialize it in your 3D experience. Does that make sense to everyone before I go on any further? I'm going to look over here real quick. Yeah. Okay. So what we want to understand, that's right, Goddess Jackie, take your inspired actions. So what we want to understand is, in order to create your wealth future, you must live in the present, create what we call the future, and truly take the lessons from the past and forget about it. You're not that person. You can choose to just let that go. So live fully in the present, create the future and take the actions that are required to materialize it. Get the lessons from the past and forget about it. You want that sweet spot that intersects all three, the present, the past, and the future. And the way you get there is you live in the present, take the lessons from the past, forget it, just grab what you need and throw the rest away, forget it. And then in the future, you create the future, right? And now in the present, you take the actions that will cause you to materialize it. And the most powerful action that you can take is to do what we said at the start, create a wealth scene. The end, the moment in time where your wealth decision, your wealth, everything that is encapsulated in your definition of wealth has materialized. You're going to create that experience, dwell in it, in other words, visualize it, and you must be inspired to take actions when you do that. You cannot do it right and not be inspired to take actions. If you're not feeling like it's happening, you're either not doing the first part right, which is the visualization, or you're not taking the inspired actions that you're being given. It's one of those two things. It's really simple, right? So what I want to share with you today are some of the things that you want to be doing when you go to create your wealth scene. Now, remember, a wealth scene is just a single, I want you to write this, a wealth scene. Actually, I forgot one word I need you to know. It's a single and simple, it's super simple moment in time where everything that you desire as your definition of wealth has materialized. It is not materializing, it has already materialized. It has already manifested. That's another key word. So you want to do single time, space, event, single moment in time where it's a simple scene, super simple. The more simple, the better. And this scene implies that the things that make up your definition of wealth has already happened. It's not happening, and that's key. So many people are totally off track with their wealth scenes because they are they're visualizing the how it's going to happen. And I have a ton of stories for you of where I totally went wrong with that. I realized what I was doing and I had to shift gears, right? Because I was manifesting the how, not the result that I want. So the key here is when you decide what's in your wealth scene and you go to visualize it, you want to make sure it's not the in between. It's not you are here right now. This is the end, right? You're visualizing this. You actually want to go beyond the end. You have already manifested it and you are looking back, right? And saying this has already been done. Okay. So, no, there is no way that inspired action cannot come. It's not possible because what happens, and we're gonna get off the spirituality aspect now, Helene, and we're gonna talk about the way this process works. When you visualize, you are literally feeding your brain, your reticular activating system. You're literally programming it to say, this is a thing I want to have, do, be, and experience. Your brain functions in a way. Forget spirituality, forget downloads, forget the universe. This is science. Your brain functions in a way that it organizes your life to bring towards you the things that are needed, the actions that you have to take. And so if you are not being inspired, I want to challenge you and I want to say either you're not doing it correct on the front end with the visualization, or you are getting the inspired actions and you're not hearing them or you're not doing them. And the way to get more inspiration is to take more action when you get inspiration. So I'm just going to give you 2 examples right now, just looking at the time. Recently, you all know, earlier this summer, my husband and I traveled through Europe. And on the last leg of the trip, he came home and I stayed in the UK. And I have a beautiful woman that supported me on my relationship journey, Heather. We were connecting and she had just been to one of her clients' weddings and telling me how her client's wedding was the manifestation of her visualization. And I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, Heather. I literally in that conversation realized that when we were working together, she had asked me to create a visualization, an end scene, a wealth scene. And my wealth at that time was love. And my scene was that my husband and I woke up in a beautiful, luxurious room in Europe, overlooking this balcony that was just like the most amazing view of the Mediterranean Sea, on and on and on, ton of luxury, ton of all this stuff. And it happened on this trip. And I was then talking to her, like I had manifested it and didn't even realize. But the point is, when I did that visualization, it was, I am already married. We have been married for a few years. And literally, that's exactly, we've been married for 2 years. So the difference between me visualizing I'm getting married, or I'm dating my husband, or we got married, versus it's some years past and we are now in this experience looking back, right? That's number one. The opposite of that is when I decided I wanted to get married and I started visualizing going out on a date with my guy at this particular restaurant in my town. And I manifested it. And guess what? It was a totally wrong guy. Like I was like, oh shoot, I'm manifesting in the middle, not after the end, not after the thing that I want, right? That's right. Act as if it's already happened. So what I want to say, when you go to create your wealth scene, there are 3 things you want to do. Number one, you want to decide what is going to be in your definition of wealth in this moment. Remember, I said at that time, in my most wealthiest thing I could think of was love. There have been other times when the wealthiest thing I'm thinking of in that moment is my business growth. There are other times where it's like, man, I really want to see my retirement fund at this number. There are other times where it's like, God, I'm just craving like next level spirituality and ascension and wisdom. And that's my definition of wealth. There are other times where it's like, I just want to look like Halle Berry, please and thank you. That's my definition of wealth, right? So it's going to be the most potent for you based on what is in your most powerful desire right now, and be okay that it might not be money. So that is number one. But decide in this moment what's the most powerful desire that you have, that you are in your desire for you. It's your definition of wealth. That is number one. Number two, you want to write out your wealth scene. You want to, like I told you about that scene where I was having this experience with my husband on vacation in a luxury setting. I wrote it out, right? Just a simple paragraph. You don't want to write pages and pages about this. Remember, part of the definition is a simple, right? A simple moment in time. It's super simple. Sometimes what happens, we complicate it. We have it's like a family reunion, and I'm living in my mansion with 50 bedrooms and there are 4 cars in the driveway. And it's like, there's so much in this scene that for all of that to get coordinated at one moment in time is, personally, you're making it harder than easier. And a lot of people are not telling you these little nuances. So that's number one. You want to keep it very simple. I'm sorry. Number two, you want to write it out and you want to keep it simple. And number three, you must spend time in the experience of it, and you must take the inspired actions when they come. I promise you, if I did that whole visualization, but I did not respond on elite.com, or I did not have a profile on there, or I did not do whatever the actions were that I was inspired to do, I would not be living that moment 2 months ago. My desire manifested. If I have these desires for my business and I visualize all day long, but I take no inspired actions, I don't take the actions, it just is not going to happen. By action, you receive. Can you all type that? By action, I receive. You can visualize till the cows come home. It's going to make you feel good. Great. Remember, you can live in the future, and that truly is bliss. And you're not going to be able to touch it, feel it, have it, experience it in the physical 3D now without inspired action. By action, I receive. All right, so some cautions. You do not want to create your wealth scene with how it's going to happen. So where I see people doing their visualization, they want success in business and they're visualizing 50 clients, right? No, I want success in business. Success in business, the end, it's already manifested. What does that mean? What does that look like? So you don't want to be spending your time using this powerful source to visualize the how. Okay? That's like saying, I want to manifest a beautiful painting and I'm going to visualize the brush, the paint, the canvas, my hands moving. Like, no, what I want is a beautiful painting hung in my living room. That's what I want. That's the result. So you don't get caught up in the how. And too many people are taking forever to manifest because you're visualizing from the I don't want to say the wrong angle, but there's no other way to say it, right? You're visualizing from the wrong perspective, and it's not like it's not going to manifest, but you are going to manifest being in the middle, being in the how. You want to make sure you're not looking at in between and really asking yourself, is this visualization, does this mean what I want has already happened? And then the last thing is, don't make it too complicated. Not too many people, not too much circumstance, right? Like, just keep it simple. Keep it simple. So, yeah, don't get caught up in the how. Now, I know that last week when I did the masterclass, I invited so many of you to come join the Wealth Sisterhood because I started with, do you know what to do? Yes. Are you doing it? Like, this is the easy button, ladies. Visualizing, creating your wealth scene in the correct way, and then visualizing is the easiest way to bring forth a result. It's easy, and you know you need to be doing it. You know you should be doing it. You know it's the easy way, but either you're not doing it correctly or you're not doing it consistently. And so I made an invitation and I said, hey, come join us in the Wealth Sisterhood, because every single month we have a different focus and we are always doing things that just helps you stay committed and aligned to the things that you should be doing, that makes it easier for you. Come join us. And I made an incredible offer, and some of you took me up on it. Well, I woke up this morning and I decided, and my team is just team love me, because I haven't said a word to any of them. This is just on my heart, because I know what it was like when I didn't know how to do this the right way. I know how long it took me to manifest different things. So I want to teach you in the coming months in the sisterhood, we're going to really focus on this aspect of visualizing. We've been doing the work to heal our money wounds. We've been doing the work with deservingness. And by the way, why would you join the sisterhood? Because these are the things that we do. We take all of these big things that you need to get out of the way, and we just break it down into a little tiny little micro habit that you do every single day. And it's the doing it every single day that creates the momentum and the result. Great, you know what to do. Great, you can watch YouTube every morning, right? But are you doing the things, and are you sure you're really doing it right? So in this next go around of the sisterhood, the next month that we're going to focus on is, I'm going to really teach you what to write in your wealth scene and when to write it. I'm going to teach you how to enter the wealth scene. When you sit to visualize, how can you enter it in the most powerful way so that you can almost guarantee you start seeing evidence that it is manifesting? And I don't know about you, but give me a little evidence and I am just like, all right, let's go. I am so much more committed when I start seeing the evidence, right? Because I know, okay, great, it's on its way. So we're going to talk about how to write it, when to write it. We're going to talk about how to enter your wealth scene. This is where I'm going to teach some more next level visualization, and hint, I'm going to actually talk you out of making it be about money, because there's something even more powerful that is your North Star that will make your visualization manifest with more ease and speed. I'm going to share the most powerful affirmation to use with your visualization, one entire month, because what we're going to do is for 28 to 30 days, we're going to be in a habit of just practicing and honing this powerful ability that we have. You are a creator. Learn how to master creating. Period. End of story. So here's what my offer is. If you would like to join the sisterhood and you missed out on my offer last Thursday. The regular price is $297 a month. When you go to the website right now, it will say $111. I made a 24-hour offer last week for $88. $88 a month. That is literally a gas station cup of coffee every day, which you can do a gas station cup of coffee every day, or you can invest $88 to get this level of support every single month. All right. So if you didn't get it, you can't go to the website. You can go there, tashachen.com/sisterhood. You'll see the price right now. But if you know you missed out, you missed a 24-hour window and you want in, send an email. I'm going to put this up here. Send an email to support@tashachen.com. Support@tashachen.com and put in the subject line $88 sisterhood. Lisa, mwah, I love you. Please make magic happen for the women who send an email. Ladies, you have 12 hours. I know some of you are going to watch this later today. So I would say by 8 p.m. tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, everybody who watches this, I love that. Didn't even think about that. 8 p.m. tonight, $88. Let's ride this wave of eights, prosperity. Let's get this done. If you did not get in last week, there is my offer to you this morning. Come join us. We're going to be doing visualization. We're going to be doing some micro money habits to show you how to release outstanding balances. We have so many fun things coming up in the sisterhood. All right. Okay, ladies, hopefully that supported many of you. Support@tashachen.com. Go send your email. Join us. I'll see you in the sisterhood. Our next call is not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday at 12 Eastern. Come join us. I promise you it's going to be the best $88 you've ever spent. And just put it aside every month. Like, this is for me. This is for me. This is where I go get loved on, supported, celebrated. This is my place. These are my sisters. I'm going where I want to go right here with these group of women. All right. Big love to you all. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.